Welcome to Life, the Universe and Me. It's the chance to think about and discuss life's stupidly big and difficult questions. Have you ever thought about why you exist? What it means to be human? How you make ethical decisions? Or what will happen when you die? Like I said, stupidly big questions, but if you don't try to answer them, you'll never know if you can. This is session 1. Why do we exist? Hold on a moment. Put a pin in that. Take a step back. Let's start with, do we exist? This is the first question, and this is the way it works. It's a video. It's pre-recorded. I get to ask the questions. Then I say why I'm asking the question, and then I'll invite you to pause the video and decide what you think. I don't really care how you do that bit. You can sit in a darkened room listening to panpipe music and think pure thoughts. Or, probably better, you can grab some friends, some unhealthy snacks, and chew the fat with them. So, am I real? Are you real? Consider the Matrix here, or the Buddhist idea about everything being illusion, or the brain in a vat concept. Are you real? Maybe not, but I assure you that if I punch you, it will hurt. And this is why I'm a materialist. Think of the Matrix again. Do you remember the scene about the woman in the red dress? It's all about glitches in the illusion. But have you spotted any glitches in life as we know it? I know I haven't. So, pause the video here. Think. Discuss. Are you real? I'm not taking it for granted, but I hope you exist. Okay, let's move on. How did you get here? Who set up this matrix? Why is there something rather than nothing? Thomas Aquinas, the 13th century Catholic priest-philosopher, thought this was a decisive argument for the existence of at least some sort of God, and he described this God as the prime mover. Follow the cause of every event back in time, and eventually there has to be some kind of God, though not necessarily, of course, the Christian idea of God. So pause the video again. How did you get here? And what do you think of this idea of a prime mover? Yeah, okay, maybe this God is hidden. In the 19th century, philosophers came up with the analogy of a watchmaker. They thought God was like a watchmaker who set the whole cosmos going, but has since then left us to it, wound us up, and then napped off. And that's where Richard Dawkins, the 20th century's most famous atheist, came up with the title to one of his books, The Blind Watchmaker. As far as he's concerned, just take the God bit out of the equation. It all just got set going. No need for a God at all, as far as Dawkins is concerned. But maybe we experience more of God than we are prepared to admit. I can see actually two very good reasons why it might be very convenient to hold on tightly to the idea that God is absent. The first is because then we don't have to turn into a religious nutter. If we admit there must be a God, then we lose the freedom to, well, frankly, just not care about God. And the second reason why it's convenient to say God is absent is because then we don't have to turn into a religious nutter. If God is real, there's a danger we might be opening the door to us having some responsibility towards this God. Spoiler alert here, whatever you do think, you don't have to turn into a religious nutter. But what do you think? Pause the video. Where is this God? Can they be known? Why are they not obvious? As we move on, we are thinking about the question, what does our experience, science and nature, or our consciousness tell us about the existence of God? And the honest answer? Well, possibly nothing. I'm saying possibly because if we are going with nothing, zip, nullo, no evidence for a creator out there, then really the only logical, rational way to justify that is an idea called the anthropic principle. Basically, it says the only reason we think we are special when we see the illusion of creative design all around us is because we're living, breathing examples of the one in many billions of chances where life could have developed. Let me illustrate. Here we are, thinking that we're oh so special. We see the Big Bang and we are amazed at the exact perfect physical makeup of our universe. We see our galaxy, the Milky Way, and we are amazed at its perfect conditions for life, while quietly forgetting that there are billions of other galaxies out there. And then we see our solar system and our planet and are amazed at how we are at the perfect temperature and chemical mix for life, while quietly forgetting the billions of other planets out there that can't sustain life. And then we see ourselves, thinking beings, almost as if we are the creation of a thinking being themselves, while quietly forgetting the millions of other species on planet Earth. The anthropic principle says we only think we're special because we just happen to be the one thinking outcome in billions upon billions of other possible outcomes. No need for a creator God because look, the millions of other species, billions of other planets, and hundreds of billions of other galaxies required to make this all work are there for us to see. Granted, so far so good. But then there's a naughty extra step that the anthropic principle takes. Notice we never questioned whether there are billions of universes out there making our universe the one in a billion that works for life. The reason we never did that is because we can't prove it. We can see lots of species, lots of planets, even lots of galaxies, but we can't see lots of universes. It's a property of a universe. Nothing, not even light, can escape a universe, and nothing can get in. We can never know if there are billions of them out there. The anthropic principle just assumes this is the case, and they call it the multiverse, multiple universes, assumed but unprovable. And then the anthropic principle never goes on to explain why these billions of universes are there in the first place. And this is where it all falls down, because they've broken an important philosophical rule, a rule that's called Occam's razor. Basically, this rule states that if you are making a judgment between two equally possible but unprovable theories, then you should opt for the simpler theory, or the theory that requires the least steps. The anthropic principle requires a multiverse, but still requires the question answered, who set it going? Which is actually more complex, requires one extra step than assuming some kind of a creator. In assuming an intelligent creator, the next step, the multiverse, is not required, only the who set it going question. So, what do you think of the anthropic principle or of Occam's razor? What does our experience, science and nature, or our consciousness tell us about the existence of a God? Take a pause again to chew it over. Well done if you've stuck with it so far. You've reached the end of this session, and I just have a few brain-achingly difficult questions left to ask, which may well keep you awake at night worrying. Sorry about that. Here they are. Why am I here? Why was I made? Why was the universe made? Essentially, is there purpose to life, or is it all chance? And how can we tell? But beware. If we go down the pure chance multiverse route, then nothing has any meaning. Love is meaningless. Pain, our own and others, has nothing redeeming about it. And when you die, it's hello darkness, my old friend. Nothing more. Depressing. But if we go down the creator route, then carefully avoiding turning into a religious nutter, it still might be worth checking out what this creator is like and whether you have any responsibility towards them. That's it for now. Don't lose too much sleep over these questions. The next, equally lightweight session looks at what it means to be a human being.